Day 24 in the Journey of Learning. We have completed our network for the WAN and LAN, and it's actually functioning at this time. And when you complete your project is actually no longer a project. It then becomes production or a part of operations. So it is now actually operational. So once again, once you complete your project and it is validated as operational and functioning properly as expected, at that point it moves from the project side to being a part of production for the business. And at that point, it is in operations because it is what? Operational. So, what we want to do at this time is to expand the capabilities of our network to include a very important function to all businesses these days: wireless technology. We're going to implement wireless technology into the network. Wireless is very important these days. It adds a level of mobility to the functions of the business so that people can be able to move around with phones, laptops, tablets, and etc. Freely without being tied down to a cable. Nothing wrong with wireless. I mean, nothing wrong with wired connections, but there are just times that people need that mobility to be mobile so they can move throughout the business without losing connectivity to the network and to the resources on the network. And so, before we begin, as always, we want to plan what we're about to do. So, now we enter into small projects into the network to install different features. So, this is going to be a small project of adding wireless capabilities into the network. So this portion will now be a part of a project. And once we complete it and verify that it is functioning as we want it to be, at that point, we will consider it to be a part of productions and operational, and therefore it will be a part of operations. So as you can see, we have the WAN portion of our network, the LAN, and here's the other part of the LAN. This is our access layer and our collapsed core. Now, for our wireless devices, remember earlier in the series, I purchased a wireless controller, Cisco wireless controller, and a Cisco wireless access point. I've already taken the liberty of giving those devices a name following our naming convention. And so you want to have a pretty much a uniform naming convention. Everything starts with ATL, which is the location, Atlanta, and then the type of device it is and the number of the device. Is it the first one or the second one? So this is Atlanta Wireless Controller 01. The access point is Atlanta Wireless Access Point 01. And our connections will be to the core of the network from the wireless controller. I have a connection going from the wireless controller to each portion of the core. Why? If we lose this portion of the core, the wireless controller will still have a connection to the network and still be able to function. And that is why I decided on this configuration or this topology of connections because I wanted to still have that redundancy and in the network to allow for maximum availability in case of any failures. The wireless access point will be connected directly to the wireless controller. That was the best design option here. Another best design option is if I had two wireless controllers, then what I might do at that point is either connect them to each of the cores or connect them to each access point. Um, and depending on where things would be located. But in this size network, I think either of those options would be good. And let one just be a just pretty much clone of the other. So at the access layer, I think it would have been perfectly fine if I had two wireless access points and connect them here. But since I only have one, I decided to connect here, which will provide and that's the wireless access controller to provide that redundant connectivity back to the core. So in the next video, what we will do is to start implementing these wireless features and expanding our network. And this is the direction you want to take with your projects. Once you complete it, think about what else you can do to expand the capabilities, to expand your learning, to build on top of what you've done so far. Keep building on top of it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.